Hi there, it's Vanessa from Cove, and you're listening to the 75th edition of The Networker. This week, we're looking at how trust, visibility, and belonging shape opportunity in practice. From the overlooked role of small talk in establishing safety, to value-led networking, community-driven influence, and the way attention and credibility are earned today, we explore how relationships form, compound, and open doors long before outcomes appear. So let's dive in. Our first story from Cove Insights looks at why something as simple as talking about the weather still matters. Small talk isn't filler, it's a social signal. These brief, low risk exchanges help people test tone, intent, and safety before moving deeper. When professionals skip this step in the name of efficiency, they often weaken connection before it has a chance to form. Trust begins long before substance. That idea carries into CEO World magazine, where networking is reframed away from transactions and toward contribution. The strongest relationships are built by people who know what they bring and offer it without immediate expectation. Identity and reputation are shaped over time, not through visibility alone, but through relevance and consistency. Networks thin out when attention replaces value. Business Insider adds a more tactical example, following a graduate who broke into a competitive tech role through initiative anchored in relationships. What stands out isn't boldness for its own sake, but credibility built through referrals, shared context, and social proof. Opportunity flows more easily when action is connected to people who vouch for you. A broader lens appears in Forbes, where networks are treated as infrastructure rather than tactics. Communities endure when generosity is normalized, vulnerability is allowed, and members feel ownership rather than extraction. Power shifts when people build ecosystems instead of personal reach. Influence grows where trust is practiced repeatedly, not announced. That same dynamic shows up again in Business Insider's look at startups trying to earn attention. Distribution can no longer be bought. It has to be earned through resonance. Brands and founders break through when they create communities that feel human, not performative. Attention follows identity and belonging, not spend. We see the internal side of this pattern in Cove's reflection on the Joyful Connection Masterclass. Sustainable relationships begin with self-awareness. When people feel psychologically safe, when stories are shared and motives are acknowledged, connection becomes natural rather than forced. Presence shapes how trust is built externally long before it is expressed. Before we wrap up, let's turn to this week's recommendations. Our book of the week is Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. It reinforces a theme running through every story this week. Leadership weakens when it hides behind authority. Trust grows when people are willing to stay curious, share power, and face discomfort with empathy. Courage is relational before it is strategic. And our podcast of the week is Breaking My Own Glass Ceiling. It explores how progress often stalls, not because doors are locked, but because limits are internalized. Growth accelerates when people challenge inherited narratives, reclaim authority in uncomfortable spaces, and protect their energy beyond achievement. That's all for the 75th edition of The Networker. The thread tying everything together this week is simple. Opportunity follows trust, visibility grows from contribution, and the strongest networks are built by those who understand that belonging comes before influence. Until next time, stay connected, stay curious, and remember, your network isn't just who you know, it's the environment you create around you. And don't forget, the full edition of The Networker is waiting for you in your inbox. I'll see you next time.